Let's drop that old one that we used to do back in the days.
What's up, people?
What up, no?
What's up, Detroiters? Welcome to
the People Mover podcast,
where every week we discuss everything from living in Detroit to life experiences, dating, relationships, pop culture, and much more.
We explore the power of social connection through conversation. We literally want to move the people.
It's your host, Miracle, and our co-host,
Malcolm Elliott, and we have a special guest here with us today.
Hi, it's Sybil, and I'm a sexuality coach from Sterling Heights.
Well, thank you for joining the podcast today.
Yes, this is episode 6.
Episode 6, okay.
Woo!
We just got a Spanish lesson off camera before this, so now...
a Spanish lecture, or actually education. It was education.
I was trying to find out how to say 6 in Spanish, and I was like, Sybil's Hispanic. She was like, I'm not the worst Spanish person
Yeah, because I said 6 in Spanish, and I'm like, wait, 6 in Spanish is 6. It's the same. And she's like, well...
Dora didn't prepare me for this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I'm representing the No Sablo kids, and comes with that self-doubt. I think it's yes, though.
Yeah.
I feel confident.
Tell us what No Sablos kid is means, you know? Give us a background on you and your life.
Okay, so a No Sablo kid is a kid who didn't grow up learning the language. And for me, it had to do with my mom. She immigrated here when she was 7, and going to school, not knowing English. Kids bullied her for it. Teachers were not kind.
Yeah.
And because of that experience, it worried her to teach us.
Right. So do you listen to Spanish music?
I do.
Okay, so you're like in touch with the culture minus the language.
So I know enough to know if someone's talking and order food.
Right.
And I understand more than I speak. And I think for me, that's a good start.
Yeah, no.
That's good.
It is, honestly. And it's good you understand, because I didn't even know how to say 6. I said 6, and she said it's C's. So you are a sex coach. Is that what you do for your career?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fun. And also a little annoying.
Yeah. Like every career, I feel like you can find the cons in literally every fucking thing. Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's the creepers. The creepers
are
my
God. We have to get into that eventually. Like
my thing is, who's your mother and how come she didn't raise you right? Like, where is she?
You can't put too much blame on the mother though, because I'm like, regardless of what you're raised, when you're an adult, it's your responsibility to unlearn that shit. And figure out how to navigate society.
But how do you know what you need to work on if no one holds you accountable?
Right.
That's true.
That's why you need to hold the people around you accountable, because you might be the first person
to
putting
do
them in their place. Exactly.
Facts.
In their place.
Facts.
I wanted to talk a bit about like your sex coach profession a little bit. Like, how did you get into that? What where did you get that interest from?
Well, that's a journey. And it's my first introduction, which I don't really want to elaborate more on because it's the trauma.
Right, of course.
So I'm going to focus on like the positive stuff. And that to me was getting out of a toxic situation, had a bit of a hoe phase before I got with my current partner.
We've all had a hoe phase.
Malcolm? Some of us are still there. Some of us are in the middle of that. I'm just fucking with you.
No, yeah, I feel it.
Playing that way.
So for me, I had a friend who he helped me explore my sexuality and helped me gain back the power that was robbed from me, and it just made me even more curious. And he gave me an assignment, was look up the things you want to try and then let's try them together. With him, it was more of like we were party buddies. That's what it was.
So he kind of like started your interest into exploring
where. So at the time, because of my first introduction, I didn't know that sex and pleasure was also made for me, and he helped me know that it was or
Mm.
is. And then it's like, and then at some point in our journey, instead of me coming to him, he started coming to me, and then I became the go-to person
Yeah.
for that. And that really, I felt very like happy, fulfilled. Like I loved being that person.
Right.
And then I originally, and don't come for me, but I wanted to be a police officer.
Come for her. Just kidding. Don't
And-
come for her.
Yeah.
What would you say the goal is in sex therapy? Like what makes you
So-
like satisfied at the
Or
end of your
coaching.
session?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
like-
coach. So
Coaching, sorry.
yeah, yeah, I'm not trying to get into legal troubles.
No legal troubles over
For
here.
me, coaching is I take the right now problem and help you overcome that to reach your goal.
Mm.
And whatever that is. Like if you're having trouble with intimacy and you want to feel more connected with your partner, we're going to work through that for you to get more intimate with your partner.
Right.
I recommend it for anybody who's interested in having a healthy sex life. And that's whether you're celibate or in a relationship, single, whole phase, like whatever.
Whole phase.
Whatever.
Wait, Malcolm.
My number was called. That's like, I was like,
Whatever level you're in, it's for you if you want that healthy sex life.
No, that makes sense. And you're in a relationship.
I am.
Okay. How long have you guys been together?
8 years.
what was the prayer?
What
What was the
Part two.
prayer? We will keep asking.
No, literally, 8 years is a long
will keep asking.
time. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh man, it's been a journey.
And you were a sex coach before you got in this relationship, or did you figure out?
No,
Is this the guy who you were like
no,
trying? Okay.
no.
This is about to get so excited.
I know. I was like, oh wait.
You should have brought him with you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I actually decided to take a leap of faith and enroll in Sexual Health Alliance when I moved here.
Mm.
And so I've been on this journey, and right now I'm like pretty much done with the program. I'm just working on my project, which is also what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about it. And back in Texas, I was in a toxic environment, and I was around people who were just literally trying to keep me at a very low level. And when I moved here, I was like, I really want to do this. An opportunity came up. I had the money. I was like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I was able to get out of that environment to come here because I got to build myself up. I got to create myself, and now I can actually show up for my clients.
Yeah.
It's
That's
been a
good.
journey.
What are some lessons you've learned, like becoming a sex coach? Like, what are some things that you didn't know before, but like now that you're fully in the career, you're like, wow, this is
Negotiating.
important.
Negotiating is a big thing. So we all heard about consent. So in negotiation is coming up with a kind of like a sex routine. Like, this is what I'm in the mood for. What are you in the mood for? And then let's create something that we both like. So it's like, let's say your partner wants to have anal and you don't like anal. Or then you're like, well, I'm open to doing anal stimulation. That's a form of negotiation.
Right.
And that,
Do you
to
think
me,
that's important in sex? Because honestly,
Yes.
there's
See,
this whole
man.
thing where like sex is consensual. So
Mhm.
people are like, if you don't want to do it, don't fucking do it. But then
Right.
there's some times where you're like with someone, you're like, well, I actually really don't want to do this, but I love you. And this is,
yeah.
like you said, it's important for compromise or negotiation.
Negotiation, man.
Yeah.
So
So
many
it's like,
niggas
I
watching
will
this to
try it.
negotiate it, in the bedroom. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. You
No.
just give a bitch time. I don't give it. Nah, come on, nah. We know, just negotiate it out. We know you do.
Right.
We know you do.
Everybody has boundaries. You have your hell yes, and you have your hell no's, and then you have your maybes.
Mhm.
And that, if you make a list, 3 lists about that, and you go to your partner, y'all will be able to have your own
Yeah, list.
routine. Yeah.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it's really hard for people to be vocal anyway, just because even when you're dating, you're still kind of getting to know someone. But you're still like a little hesitant. You're like, I don't want to cross the line. How would you say for people who are receptive of what their partner wants? Like, what advice would you give? It's like you said, anal. It's like
Somebody gonna match my freak.
somebody gonna match my freak. Not literally, because that's definitely on the freaky side.
Yeah. For me, I would say read up on it. Read about it. I would go to like Fit Life. Sometimes there's people that write about their experience. So I would do that. I would go to Reddit. Here, to me, it's
Reddit is literally the new Yahoo Answers. Because when I was like 10, 11, 12, I was definitely like, Yahoo Answer, like, what is wrong? I was going to ask you, Malcolm, also, you can please ask questions
Sure. I
as
mean,
well.
this is one of my friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like me and Sybil go way back. I met her at my job, you know what I'm saying? I used to knock doors, and I knocked on her door, and then we had a conversation, and I was telling her it's so crazy because the guy 2 houses before her was such a dick, and I remember being so mad, like, you know what, the next person trying me is up and it's stuck, and she opened the door, and she was so nice, and we sat there and had like a 3-hour conversation till her partner came back, and then
Did
I met
you guys
him.
talk about sex?
We talked about everything
Everything.
under
Were
the
you
sun.
sex coach then?
I was just beginning my school with it.
She
Yeah.
was well, we talked about how I was at that time I was dating a girl who was trying to invite me to like orgies and sex parties and stuff.
Oh my God. Okay, honestly, since living in Detroit, like people are more open here.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Texas as well.
They're open in Texas.
They are?
Yes.
Maybe I was just younger, so I wasn't really experienced.
I had never been to an orgy, never been to a sex party. And I was telling her when I first met her, I was like, yeah, this girl was like an orgy or sex party. And she was like, you never been to an orgy or sex party? I said, whoa.
Is this normal?
That's what I was like, don't make it seem like I'm the weird one for not going to an orgy or sex party. I'm like, so you a bitch? She was like, yeah, I've been to a few. I'm like, okay, hold on. There's a whole another can of worms we got to talk about. Because I'm like, we went down the rabbit hole on everything. So I'm like, I'm sure she can elaborate more on all of that. But yes, that was our introduction.
So, you know how I said I wanted to do law enforcement, but my plan B was to be like a sex therapist. And then the year that I was getting ready to move up here, I went on my computer and I was like looking up like ways to become a sex therapist. And then it was like sex therapist versus sex coaches. And I was like, well, what's a sex coach? And then I went down that rabbit hole. And then I ended up finding 2 programs. And then I ended up going with Sexual Health Alliance. Amazing.
What is the difference?
To my understanding, because everybody has different perspective on how they receive information.
Right.
Sex therapist takes the right now problem and helps you get to like the root of it and how to like work through it. Whereas sex coach takes the right now problem and whatever your goal is, so help you work through that obstacle to get to that goal to allow more pleasure in. So the other one's about accepting it and the other one's about allowing it. It's like how I interpret it.
Right.
There's people who works with both at the same time.
Right, exactly.
And I've heard about it. I haven't like met anybody to get like their perspective, but it's something I am interested in like knowing more about.
Right.
So back to these orgies. So you have attended them, yes?
Yes, I have. I've been to a few sex parties.
Now, when you say a few, like once somebody asks you like some hot Cheetos, do you go like a few, like FE, like that type of few, or like more like a couple handfuls? Like what's a few?
A couple handfuls.
Okay. Have you ever you just been an observer, or you ever participated?
The first few times I went, I was just watching and just trying to get the feel for the people.
Okay.
And then the last time I went, I actually like participated. And then I realized I didn't really like care for the people.
Okay. I was like, the people, did you know anybody there at all?
Does that make sex difference also? Like if you don't care about the person, does it mean you can't be
It does
pleasured?
for some. It does for some people because some people are demisexuals where they need to have like emotional bond or like some form of relationship with them in order to feel satisfied. And during that whole phase, I definitely did not know that about myself. And so I did engage with people that I'm just like, I feel empty afterwards.
Yeah.
And that's because I didn't have a bond with them.
Yeah.
And that was an eye opener of realizing that that's who I am.
Right.
And so like now I'm like, if I don't have a connection, I'm like, I'm
No,
not
thank you.
interested.
Well, you've been in an 8-year relationship. That's stronger than a connection. But for the people having casual sex, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes it's like you want that connection, but you can't build it on night one.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're someone who needs that connection, or you can just do it casually?
I need to have like some form of a relationship. It can just be like literally fuck buddies. We're friends, we hang out, and we also engage in sex.
Because
And
people
That's
think
what all
fuck
niggas
buddies
be
are
asking
just
for. You know what
well,
I'm saying?
friends with benefits
But
and fuck
some
buddies are
motherfuckers
two
be-
different things.
I guess so.
I feel like they're the same thing with different names.
I feel like buddy kind of imply the friend part. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like
Yeah, that's why I think they're the same thing with
Fuck
just
buddy.
different names.
Yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the fuck buddy may have slightly more of like a casual connotation on it. You feel me? Like friends with benefits sound like friends who tried it out and just kept doing it. Fuck buddies is like, we may have hooked up one or a couple times. I might just hit you up every time I go out. We may talk here and there, but it's
No,
not
fuck buddies
really,
we're fucking every time we see each other.
Basically.
And that's
My thing is, if we can't hang out without having sex, then there's no reason for me to have sex
then
with
we're
you.
fuck buddies.
So-
Did you grow up religious as well? No.
Not really.
What religion was your parent?
My mom, I mean,
So she never talked about sex with you, you're saying?
she
'Cause-
talked about like the trauma of sex, of like what could happen. Like,
But she didn't talk about like, hey, Jesus, Mary was a virgin.
No.
And you need to be virgin like Mary.
That boy Joseph. Joseph's the
No,
strongest man in the Bible.
So
That man's the strongest.
Not Joseph being like, oh, you're pregnant? It must be God.
That 3 random men show up with gifts. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh
each one of them might be the baby daddy.
One got
Wait.
gold and myrrh and shit. You like, hold the fuck up,
yeah.
man.
He
There's
is
some shit
strong
going
as
on
fuck.
here.
No.
No,
Joseph's strong as fuck.
So, they have are like Christian base, but they don't practice it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like they were never consistent with it. So that's why I'm like, not really.
Right. I feel like people who do grow up in a super religious background, like it's so hard.
Yeah.
So like I'm not Catholic, but I was super, super Christian.
Mhm.
So it's like unlearning the strictness of like no sex before marriage and like, you know, this
Yeah.
is like a
We-
secret thing.
there's-
You have to learn to unlearn it.
Yes.
And it's hard as fuck. It's like a
So-
mental battle.
In one of my modules, we talked about like religion and sex, and there is a lot of trauma religion with
Yeah.
it. And like what you list is like under that bracket. Now that's an area I don't touch on because I'm like, this is it's too in depth for me, and I literally just want to help people have fun.
What about
Right.
people who come to you that are like, do you ever get people who come to you? They're like, I want to have sex, but I'm guilty.
No, I
No?
usually get people who are like they want to explore, but they're shy to explore, and so I help them out, and they're my favorite. Like they're the ones that I'm like, come here, and a lot of it has to do with my mom because she literally says I'm your first client, and she like takes pride in that, and
So your mom is fully accepting of like your
Yes.
career.
yeah.
That's so sweet.
She is like, I love this job for you. She's like, tell me more. She asked me questions.
Really?
And like she used to be very shy and like turned off by it. And with me, it helped her open up.
Yeah.
I actually like
So wait, does she share sex with you as well? I feel like that would be so awkward in my
I'll
head.
be
Trying to
fucking
imagine.
No,
traumatized.
so
Like,
wait,
oh,
wait.
daddy threw it down in the
I don't
bedroom.
even
last night.
need to know.
So
Please save it.
I actually bought my mom her first toy.
Time to go. So it's been a good day on the People Moving Pod. Y'all go ahead and I'm just fucking with y'all.
No, that ass.
Hey.
Yeah, I got it
Oh
for her, and
my
I was
God.
like,
What?
she literally, I was like, whenever you get the gift, the box, like,
Did you tell her you were getting it beforehand? Or was it just like, oh, surprise?
it was more like I talked to her about it because she was like, I want to like experiment, practice. I don't want to like throw out her business.
Right.
And then I was like, well, she's like, but I don't like, she was shy to touch herself. And I'm like, it's okay to do it. It's okay. Masturbation is healthy. There's actually a lot of health
I
benefits
was about to, that was
to
my
it.
next question. I'm gonna say, so what do you think about masturbation? Because
I
there's a
think,
lot of stuff I
I
be
think
seeing
everybody
about that.
should be jerking.
I feel like the pub and the media on masturbation lately has been like, don't do it. If you do this, it's bad for you over time, and it's a lot of
No.
negative energy, and you don't know the spirits
No.
you're letting in, all this shit.
No, it actually does the opposite. You become more connected with your body. It
Y'all heard
lowers
it here first.
it lowers depressions, it lowers anxiety, it reduces stress. It let's say you have really bad allergies and your nose is stuffed up. Either you masturbate.
Oh my God, the seasonal allergy girlies.
If you
Masturbate.
if you masturbate or have sex, it
Throw away
opens
your
up.
Zyrtec.
Man,
Throw
let me
away
get
your
the sneezing too
Claritin.
hard. Oh, let me get the sneezing too hard, nigga, bitch.
It's literally like go do it. Also, the more you touch yourself, the more confident you are in your body,
Mhm.
and the more what comes with confidence, you're able to vocalize it. So
Mm.
there's more benefits than whatever you're hearing.
Okay, good. Because I'm about to say the pub I'm seeing lately is just a lot of hate videos, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
You're educating us a lot on like what, like giving us good advice on like what to do during sex. Like we do want more advice, but also
Negotiate.
negotiate.
She say she don't suck dick, negotiate. She said she ain't done it in a while, negotiate.
You also need to. I want you to debunk some like sex myths, you know, because you said you had questions for us. I have questions for you because I'm like, there's certain things during sex where I'm like, you know, like people are like, oh, this is a myth, like girls squirting. Oh, it's pee and it's squirt and XYZ. Like, you know, there's a whole debate about certain shit when it comes to like.
First of all, squirting is real. Second, I'm still conflicted about what it is.
What is it?
I honestly, even though as a woman, you know, if you know, you know, and if it's happened, it's happened. But also, it's like I still don't know the real science behind it.
I think there's so many different information. It's like there is a little bit of it, but then there's not, because your vulva self-lubricates. And so a lot of them think it's that, like, coming out, like, a lot at once. And then it literally overwhelms me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what is it then?
So is it, like, scientifically, do you know if it's, like, a fact?
It is a fact.
So women do squirt. It's not pee. It's not pee.
I don't believe it's pee either.
Yeah, me neither.
I can maybe get behind the idea of a little bit, but I think the reason,
whatever it is, we need a warning for the shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause
warning.
A lot of girls don't be letting you know they a fucking squirtle before you get in there.
Well, keep in mind they're in the moment and they're allowing that pleasure.
Some
and
of them be knowing.
Wait, are you saying this as you're like, whoa, this was too much for me?
No, I mean, so not when you not expecting it. You know what I'm saying? When you think it's about to be dry sex, not dry sex, but you know,
yeah, that's painful.
Normal sex that's with no splashback and no splash guard. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, it's Blastoise. It's like, hold on, I wasn't expecting all of that. I wasn't expecting to have to wear a scuba gear and get a goddamn
and some goggles.
And some goddamn goggles. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying if you know you like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I'm just like that to where I'm the first one you ever just I never squirted before. I ain't gonna lie, I heard that a couple times.
Well, yeah, because when it happens, I don't know if you've done it before. I'm sure the first time any woman has done it, they're like, oh. Is this real?
My whole thing is a lot of times it happened. It was not the first time she did it. And I'm like, hold on, you knew this was possible. Come on now. Yeah, it is. You feel me? I said a lot like it's a high number. Just round down, just round down. But I'm just saying, it was no warning. That's all I'm saying. I need a warning sign. You
Well,
know,
sometimes it catches them off
caution,
guard.
wet floor. You know what I'm
Wait, I
saying?
have a question for you.
Yes.
When you're having sex,
Mm-hmm.
do you immediately know when you're about to come every single time?
Yep.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I ain't
So
got no
y'all-
kids.
y'all-
That's why I'm getting out of there. If I get that tingly feeling,
Yeah, you know, because you know when it's
spider senses is I can edge it as long as I
You
want, but if
can
I
keep it
know it's
PG-13.
no holding back, I'm out of there. We're getting out of there. Abort mission, pull the red lever. We're all.
Do you not know when you're about to orgasm?
Some people do.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
I literally know when it's about to come. But then I have moments where it just happened. I'm like, whoa, this caught me by
Yeah,
surprise.
sometimes they're like, wait.
And and
Yeah.
so that's why I was asking, like,
Oh yeah, no. Yes,
'Cause-
I be knowing. I'm
I-
scared one of my hoes gonna see this video. They gonna be like, "No, this nigga know."
The girl who was squirting all over you is gonna
First
be
of
like,
all,
fuck.
They gonna have to. It's a group of them,
She's
so
gonna-
it's like they gonna have to.
she's gonna like
He's
message you and say, why did you do that?
Shit, this was years ago. She cool. She alright. She learned.
some more sex myths I feel like we should debunk or just discuss anyway is the fact that sex, it is important,
Yes.
but it's like, does it really transfer energy? Like, do you think it's really like, you know, with the concept of virginity, like, is it really this precious, like, sacred thing that you know?
I mean, the reason why I would say it is sacred is because it can make a baby. And that to me is sacred. And, but then if you're just like, you know, if you're being, like responsible and using protections and taking precautions and all that, then you can definitely have fun. It's all about your intentions when you go into it. If you literally don't care about the person and you're just trying to get a quick fuck,
Get it in.
yeah, then
Not me though. I'm just
then
saying.
you won't, I don't think you would get the energy. But let's say you're with somebody and it's been leading up to it, you're going to go in with emotions. So it all depends on your intentions.
Yeah.
And that would determine the energy exchange.
No, yeah, I agree. I feel like people are like, oh, there's soul ties and there's this and that. And it's like,
I don't believe in soul ties.
I don't believe in soul ties.
No.
Do you believe in soul ties?
You know, I will say no, but everything I'm about to say, real niggas can attest to. It's that moment.
The RNs only.
It's RNs only. Registered nurses. It's a moment. Sometimes when you having sex where sometimes you gotta focus on a different bitch. You know what I'm saying? And at that time,
You
look,
mean
that's what,
you,
hey,
wait. Are you talking about fantasy?
Yes, I'm talking about
Okay,
you
let's
gotta use your
unpack that.
imagination. I'm saying, like, let's say you and girl on round 3. You feel me? You gonna have to sometimes, and then at that moment, when you gotta think about other bitches. It's like the ghost of Christmas past of every bitch you done ever had sex
Thinking
with.
about other bitches is
Oh, hey,
crazy.
I'm the real nigga part on the show. I'm just letting y'all know niggas do this. Niggas can attest to it.
This is why I hate men.
It's like a
Wait.
it's like a pictograph of every bitch you done never gave back shots. It's like
No. Oh my god.
it's like
I feel so unprepared by you right now.
You're gonna go home to your husband or your boyfriend. You're gonna be like, when you're fucking me from the back, who are you thinking about?
sometimes.
No, I know he's thinking about me.
Sometimes.
He's so present.
That's why I said sometimes. That's what I'm like, hey, and again, it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. You're speaking for the men because I'm like, it's not that if I'm like being intimate with someone, I'm not being like, oh, mine was
The
better.
woman feels worse if you don't come. So if my only, you feel me,
Well, yeah.
goal is to come, I'm like, look, I'm gonna get there by any means necessary. And right now,
the goal
Is the
isn't
goal-
no. The goal is to be present and allow pleasure.
Pleasure is the goal, not the finish.
look, I'm saying,
Yeah,
but
the
as we
pleasure.
trying to go out with a big bang. You know what I'm saying? You done came 7 times. You done had the time of your life, and you like, I need you to wrap it on up in the biggest way possible. And sometimes, I ain't saying every time, but sometimes I gotta think about other shit. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's okay.
I
You
mean, it's
gotta
okay.
do what
It's like when you
gotta
watch
do.
porn. It's just I'm watching
Wait.
it in my mind. It's like or when you have magazines and shit. It's like all that shit's the same. It's just I'm thinking about Cherokee the ass. You know what I'm saying? Or Pinky or whoever the hell Alexis Texas. I don't want to just run down porn stars. I'm just saying if I gotta think about that video I saw in order to get off, then that's what we gotta do.
I mean,
That's all I'm saying.
that's what fantasies are for.
Exactly.
It's
You know,
okay to have fantasies.
sometimes, exactly. You know, all I'm
Right.
saying.
Not everything has to be like real life.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there's some things you can just keep in your.
I feel like you could be too
get
in the
that.
moment. You feel me? I'm like, I've been here the whole time. Let me leave Earth for a second. You know what I'm saying? Get this nut and I'm gonna come back. You
Yeah.
feel me? And I'm gonna check on you. You need
As
water, you
long
need a towel?
as they're safe and you're both having pleasure,
Right.
it's okay.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's the goal.
No, yeah. How
Coming is just the bonus.
Just
A little
about
bit,
I
yeah.
feel you. And
Yeah.
not split.
and this is what I always say as well. I mean, I feel like as human beings, like you said, girls do feel weird if a guy doesn't finish. I feel like
Exactly.
even the beginning of me like getting intimate, you're like, well,
Well-
why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's more about the pleasure than the finish.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
my question for y'all would be, have y'all ever had sex and like y'all didn't come, but y'all feel satisfied?
I'm a woman. There's a lot of times you don't fucking come.
Yeah.
Screaming.
I hate to say
Yeah,
it.
no, sometimes you don't come, but you, as long as, for me, it's more about if the woman had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Because me is like, I can go to the bathroom and rub one out in 5 minutes. I'm cool with that. But it's like women, y'all could come like several times. So it's like, I need to make sure.
You want to know something?
Oh, yeah.
Guys can have multiple orgasms as well.
I mean, it's happened before, but it's like,
Let's debunk the
do I feel up
myths.
to that right now? Do I got 2 back-to-back nuts in me right now? I don't know. Most times,
So, okay, you know
probably not.
how like women can have multiple orgasms,
Mhm.
but we can't always squirt every time.
Right.
So y'all can have multiple orgasms without ejaculating.
Like pre-cum type shit?
No, just
Oh.
having an orgasm without ejaculating.
I've heard that. I've heard
Yeah.
that.
I feel like I have heard people say like orgasm and coming even is like 2 different things.
Yeah.
Put under one umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you're
Yeah.
finished and you're not. There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's the
Sometimes you just
marker.
get so tired, you like, man, I ain't even got it in me. I would need a Capri Sun and a Gatorade to recharge or something. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because sometimes they catch you late at night, like it's 3 a.m. I'm tired. I'm off of like 5 blunts. I'm like, I don't really got it in me right now. You feel me?
Yeah.
As long as you
Right.
had a good time,
Exactly.
I'm cool with that.
And that's
Yeah.
the key, honestly.
It
Like
is.
having a good time and being
As long as my name
both
ain't getting
parties being
slandered in
like
the streets.
pleasured.
You know what I'm saying? As long as I got a
Right,
good
exactly.
review, good Yelp review, I'm good.
How would you both like describe your current relationship with intimacy? Like you've been in a long-term relationship. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
Like how is it right now? And like do you feel comfortable in your like body? If that makes sense as a woman with your partner.
With my journey with my body, I feel so connected to it. I'm so
Okay, good.
confident. I like intimacy with myself. It's the best it's ever been. I never thought that you can have a healthy relationship with your body. And now I'm literally living in it. And a lot of it came from like, healing, going to therapy, but also with the school, like learning, becoming a sex coach definitely helped me get here as well.
Mhm.
And with my partner, so like we were long distance for 4 years and 11 months. It allowed me to like communicate. I was very immature in the beginning of our relationship. And because we were long distance, the only thing we had was words.
Mm.
And so it taught me how to communicate. It taught me how to listen to understand. And it taught me how to be vulnerable.
And
And
honestly, as deep, I don't want to interrupt you because I
It's
do
okay.
agree. And I'm like,
Yeah.
as deep as that is, it's still a platonic level. What's differentiating a relationship to a friendship is the intimacy. You
Mhm,
can get as deep as you can with anyone. You know what I mean? I
mhm.
feel like sex elevates that deepness, even with like
Yeah.
long distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So because of that, we were able to explore other rooms of it. So we would role play. Don't kill me. But we would role play cam girl, where he
Yeah.
pretended that he was one of my customers and I was the cam girl. And we did that for a while. We had like special toys where he can control it on his phone.
Yeah.
And
Gotta keep things exciting, long distance.
yeah, and it's like, okay, but it's also like it taught us how to like dirty talk.
Yeah.
I definitely cannot send this out to anybody.
No, yeah.
Is I'm a quickie girl. I love quickies.
Love a
and
good
if
quickie.
if you go past 5 minutes, I'm already getting bored because my yes, like
Really?
I'm like I need you to wrap it up.
Gee. I think it's
Like-
all based on your mood.
Yes,
Like,
to me, like morning sex,
yeah,
5 minutes or less.
No,
I need
agree.
you to hurry up and
I agree.
let's go.
I have to clock in 30 minutes, maybe, please.
Yes.
No, I'm
Or
with
like
you.
if we're at some event and we sneak off, I need you to be fast. Like
Spontaneity.
yes. But
But-
then like let's say my kid is at a sleepover and we have the night to
Right.
ourselves.
Yeah.
I need the lights. I need the toys. I need everything. Like we're here to like
I don't want no minute, man. Fuck me
No,
some hours.
like,
That's what
I-
Megan
I-
Thee
Come
Stallion
to
says.
the, you deserve round.
like I
get
literally
you.
I literally need as long as you can last in multiple rounds.
So it depends
Yeah.
the mood. Like honestly, both is important. I love a quickie.
Yes.
I love a good 4-hour session.
Yes. And
No, I'm with you. Or 2 hours. Sorry, 4 is a little bit excessive.
well the thing is there's different ways to have sex. It's not about penetration. There's other ways. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of ways you can explore that, and that's okay.
Right?
You have your hotspots are not just your genitals. It's anywhere. It can be your neck. It can be kissing. It could be
Oh, the neck.
nipple play.
Oh,
It
the
literally
neck.
can be
Works
anything.
every
the
time.
neck, the
Works
ears.
every
Some people get turned
time.
on by the back of the knee. It can just be
That's freaky.
yeah.
Freaky, yeah, nigga.
There's-
Yeah, 69.
Somebody want to watch my freak?
There's even
Back
the
in the knee is crazy.
iconic foot fetish situation.
them
Like
feet
there's
fetishes.
all kinds
Very
of things.
popular these days. That's not very
It's-
taboo anymore.
No,
Foot
it's always been
fetish is
around.
like everybody. No,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
And
Man.
that's I don't know. It's fun work.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the podcast, man.
Yeah,
this is
what-
crazy. We might have to get a part 2 going or
We need to
something.
get a part 2 for sure. What advice would you give anyone, like single or in a relationship, about sex?
Oh, damn, that's a good one. I would say just keep being open-minded and get curious. And by curious, it's like don't mean to go and do the act, but read up on it, watch porn about it, your fantasies, whatever you keep thinking about, look at porn to get somewhat of an idea of what it is.
And there is good, safe porn as well.
Yeah, there's
honestly.
ethical porn. It's very important.
Right. And with anything you do, you have to learn. I don't know why people are so awkward about learning how to have sex,
I don't know why
learning how to be
either.
sexual and intimate. I'm like,
Mhm.
with everything you do right now, you need to train, you need to practice.
Mhm.
Like, it might be a little weird and awkward, but maybe.
Masturbate. Masturbate. That's the advice.
Period. Exactly. No, yeah. Where can we find you?
Okay, so it's like CS period C3W period SSS1, and it's like abbreviation is Coach Sybil period chasing 3 ways period sexuality, sensuality, spirituality 1. That's why I like put the initials.
We'll tag it for sure.
No,
so
we
don't
will
worry.
Yes.
We'll tag
definitely.
it. We'll tag it.
We will definitely put it
It's a
down.
hot mess.
You'll
but
see it on the
No,
screen.
it's
It's on your
not.
screen.
It's-
You got
it's
it.
It
fitted.
literally makes sense once you see it,
Right.
but trying to say it, it's like
Out loud, I get that.
You can find us
at
on
the People Mover
the
Pod.
People More Bot.
You can find me and Malcolm Millie and Malcolm Millie Music
Yeah.
on everything. And yeah, you can see me and Miracle here every week talking everything.
People Mover Mondays.
Episode 6 is in the book. Thank you for coming on. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank y'all for having me. I
Yeah,
appreciate
we gotta
it.
have you back on for sure.
We have to, because
Definitely.
You have to throw a People
Let-
Mover party.
yeah, let them know. Guys.